Hey YouTube, today we're going to take these templates, this wing block, and that table, and we're going to make some wing cores for our DLG scratch build. So the first thing we're going to do is line up the back of the block to that line on the table, and the center line on the table to that center line on the block. And don't forget about your trusty metal ingot. Now we have to pin on the bottom template. We have to line up the leading edge mark on the wing block to the leading edge mark on the template. And put those pins in nice and straight. If anybody wants more information on how to make these wing blocks, I'll leave a link up top. And you just rinse and repeat on the other side with the templates. Okay, now it's time to bring the hot wire bow into play here. And we're just going to balance it on the front ledge of the templates. Take our string, our feed string on the long side, and wrap it around that pulley, over that pulley, and we're going to clamp it onto the swing arm at the bottom. Now it's time to figure out the ratio that we need. So we're going to measure the long side first and then the short side, and divide the long side measurement into the short side, and we'll come out with, in this case, 0.78, which is represented by 78 on the table here at the bottom arm. And we're just going to clamp that on 78. And here's a shot of the other side, the long side, clamped onto 100. That's standard operating procedure. Okay, so we're just about ready for our bottom cut. And since it is a bottom cut, we have to help it out on the leading edge a bit by pushing down this wire right there, just to help it out on the leading edge. And just let it go. What we're going to look for here is equal exit at the trailing edge of the foam. That's going to guarantee you a nice thin trailing edge, and that's pretty good. Okay, time to change over the templates, bottoms for the tops. Same procedure. Line up the leading edge marks, and you're all good. I don't have a template video out yet, but that's coming in the near future. I'm in no rush for that one, to tell you the truth, because nobody likes making templates. So, it's coming though. Alright, let's pin this guy up, and we are going to set the bow back on the leading ledge of the templates. Now there's something I want you guys to notice here. How important it is to have a gentle slope on the front edge of the template, right there. That's really important. It's better to have more material to sand off than not enough. So that's really important. Here the feed speed is pretty good. That's dictated by the weight on the arm, by the way. Okay, nice. Let's take the templates off and take a look at this wing core segment. As always, we're looking for a very nice surface finish on top and bottom, and a thin, even trailing edge. And the yeah, it looks good. See, there's no weird vibration marks from the hot wire. Everything looks really nice. Trailing edge is full of fuzz, but that's perfect. So after you've cut all your wing sections, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. And now it's time to glue everything up. I like using the Super 7 by 3M. It's excellent. You just have to spray on a light, even spray. Word of caution here when using the Super 77, if you spray too much on, it will eat foam. So don't do that. I like to make my beds first. Just glue them up together, align all the marks. And this is going to help us in alignment a little bit later on. And just push everything together. Now that our beds are glued up, we can hit it with some 220 sandpaper. We're just going to take off any high sides that are on the bottom here where the sections are joined. Okay, it's going to help with alignment as well. Okay, so here we have two wing sections that I've already sprayed, and it's sitting on some wax paper on top of the bed, and we're just going to line up the leading edge mark and carefully push everything together. And we're actually using the bed to our advantage here as far as alignment goes. And again, same process. I just use the bed to our advantage and just line it. Make sure you have that wax paper there or it's going to stick to the bed. So you just push everything together nice and even. Try to get the heights similar. And that's going to save a lot of sanding a little bit later on. And everything's glued up. It's time to put this thing into a wax paper sandwich inside of the beds. Throw some weight on it, let it sit overnight, and dream about catching some thermals. And now that the glue is cured, we're going to go ahead with the cutting of the trailing edge. I've got some marks that were transferred from the template onto the wing half here. I'm just going to follow those little marks. Trim it off with a nice sharp blade. And for you eagle eyes out there, we're thinking that this wing plan looks kind of like the Deviant. Well, you'd be right, sir. It's really based on a Deviant design. I just took an overhead silhouette and matched up the cord lengths because I knew that the Deviant was made from the Synergyll airfoils, and I just matched up the cord lengths to the Mod 3 cruise build that's on the forums. It just turned out. Let's hope that it's efficient as the Deviant. Let's wish. So yeah, it should be interesting. Here I have the trim line marked off for the tip. And we're just going to cut that off. Oh, notice that the foam's got this hard, sparkly finish on it. That's from the hot wire cutting. That's the melting action of the hot wire. That has to be sanded off. There's also a bunch of fuzz that's on this wing, and it has to be removed. I'm going to show you how to get rid of it without even sanding. Okay, we are going to get some clear packing tape from the dollar store. Cut it, smooth it on, tear it off. Smooth it on, tear it off. That's right, we're going to give this wing, we're going to take it to the spa and give it a hot wax. It's going to love you for it. And you'll be amazed at the amount of fuzz that comes off with this process. So you do that 2 or 3 times each side and we are golden. Okay. Now it's time to start sanding down the wing half. I'm using this 3M superfine sponge. It's an excellent abrasive. It's nice because it conforms to all the contours of the wing, and it is really truly super fine. That's why another good reason to take off the fuzz, because any contamination on this thing, it's going to transfer into scratches on the surface, so you don't want that. So as you can see, I'm just working on the joints, taking down any high spots. Just be very, very patient with this, okay? It's a fine sandpaper. You have to use a fine sandpaper, or you're going to scratch the crap out of your wing. And the only sanding advice I can really give here is try to do it in one direction, going from the root out to the tip. Okay, that's about all I can say about sanding. And here we have the final product. Everything's been smoothed off, all that shine's been taken away. The joints are all blended into one another. I mean, look at that trailing edge, super thin, beautiful. Nice. Okay, guys. Till next time, don't forget, like, sub, comment. Peace.